All right, good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Airport Commission and staff, welcome to the Captain Martin Terminal here at your Dubuque Regional Airport. We have some very exciting news to share with you this morning, and so we're not even going to wait. We're not going to hesitate. I'm going to turn it right over to the City of Dubuque Mayor Brad Kavanaugh. Mayor.
Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. It is really good to see you all here, right here in the Robert Martin Terminal. Well, Dubuque, we have good news. We did it. Beginning on November 4th, the Dubuque Regional Airport will once again have daily direct air service to Chicago O'Hare International Airport. We are incredibly excited to introduce you to our new air service partners, Denver Air Connection. We are joined here today by the Senior Vice President for Corporate Strategy at Denver Air Connections, John Coleman. So everybody welcome John, please. John, welcome to Dubuque.
Very much glad to be here.
Yeah, we are so excited to partner with you in restarting daily air service from this beautiful airport terminal. In a moment, I'll turn the mic over to John, but first, I want to say a few words about this new service that we have, how we got here, and what comes next. Denver Air Connections brings a model to our airport that is new for our community and uniquely focused on the customer's experience. Through an agreement known in the airline industry as Interline, customers can fly from Dubuque and then once in Chicago, board a connecting flight on United Airlines, Delta Airlines, or American Airlines with one single booking and one check-in. Now, I'm going to say this one more time because it's really important and it's exciting enough to repeat. With a single reservation, single ticket, and purchase, you will be able to check your baggage through to the final destination, go through security one time, and connect to flights at O'Hare, taking you anywhere in the world from the Dubuque Regional Airport. So booking begins soon. Flights are loading into the system as we speak. And Dubuque is actually Denver Air's first market in Iowa. So DAC currently serves 11 other regional airports in 6 states, providing flights to hubs including Chicago, Dallas, Denver, Minneapolis, and Phoenix. This is the beginning of an exciting new chapter in air service for our city and for our region. Now, I say it's the beginning because this is only the first step in creating the full service experience that our region needs and deserves in air service at our airport. We will begin on November 4th with one flight per day between Dubuque and O'Hare. The flight will originate at O'Hare every day, departing O'Hare around midday. Then the flight leaving Dubuque to return to O'Hare will depart mid-afternoon. It's actually a very good time to be flying right there in the afternoon. All Denver Air Connections flights depart from and arrive to Concourse L at O'Hare. I want to take just a moment to talk about how we got here because the story embodies the leadership upon which Dubuque is built. The return of daily air service at Dubuque Regional Airport is the result of strategic, exhaustive efforts by civic and business leaders that began as soon as we lost air service in 2022. We formed a nonprofit organization called DBQ Air, whose mission is to restore, maintain, and increase commercial air service at the Dubuque Regional Airport. I want to take some time right now because I think it's important to name individuals personally who have been a part of this group's weekly meetings towards this effort. We're going to clap for all of them, but I want you to hold tight before I name them all. I want to begin with our rock star consultant, Matt Skinner. Matt's hiding over here to everybody's left, and I want to introduce you to Matt Skinner of Global Flight Solutions. Matt, your knowledge, expertise, and laser-focused dedication to helping us achieve this mission is nothing short of remarkable. And I want to thank you for everything that you've done for us in Dubuque to get us to this point and everything that you're going to continue to do to help us grow air service here at this airport. So I'm breaking my rule already. Everybody clap for Matt, please. All right, now hang on. I'm going to name a few people. Dubuque Regional Airport Director, Todd Dalsing, Dubuque Regional Airport Commission Co-Chair, Mary Ann Kurtz-Weber, and all of her fellow members of the Airport Commission, who a lot of whom are here today. Dubuque Area Chamber President and CEO Molly Grover, Chair of the Dubuque County Supervisors Harley Potoff. Now I want to take a moment because Harley's not able to be here with us today, and I want to make sure that I point out that Harley's unwavering dedication to this effort has been a steady force for all of us in this process. Harley's leadership has been essential, and I just want to thank Harley for being such an incredible partner for the entire community. President and CEO of the Greater Dubuque Development Corporation, Rick Dickinson. Vice President of Business Services at GDDC, Jason White. President and CEO of the Q Casino and DRA, Alex Dixon. Travel Dubuque President and CEO, Keith Ray. Travel Dubuque Vice President of Community Engagement, Carrie Kelker. Vice President of Government and External Affairs at the DBQ Area Chamber, Claire Gill. Executive Assistant and Office Administrator at the Dubuque Area Chamber of Commerce, Melissa Coakley. Dubuque City Manager Mike Van Milligan, City of Dubuque Director of Strategic Partnerships Terry Goodman, and City of Dubuque Public Information Officer Randy Gale, among many others who have been in and out of these meetings to help us. Please give them all a round of applause. Their efforts have been absolutely tireless in this, and I can attest to that. I also want to take a minute to thank our partners in our federal government for access to the Small Community Air Service Development Grant that provides us with the essential funds to begin this service. Particularly, I want to thank a few people. First of all, President Joe Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg, and the many Department of Transportation and FAA staff members central to this effort. Senator Charles Grassley, Senator Joni Ernst, Congresswoman Ashley Hinson, and all of their staffs who have worked tirelessly as well to make sure that we stay front and center on this issue. I also want to thank the Iowa Department of Transportation and their aviation division for providing some of the matching funds for this grant. And I should also mention that some of those funds are also coming from the county, from Dubuque County, Greater Dubuque Development Corporation, Dubuque Area Chamber of Commerce, and Travel Dubuque, along with the City of Dubuque and the airport. We look forward to working with all of these important partners to continue to ensure rural communities like ours are fully connected to the world through air service. Now, before I turn it over to our special guest today, John Coleman of Denver Air Connections, I want to share the most important message of all. And this message is to all of the people and businesses in the Dubuque region. Your support of this new air service from the Dubuque Regional Airport to O'Hare is the most critical piece of this entire puzzle. When you choose to fly DBQ rather than drive the 80+ miles to the next closest airport, you provide a critical service to our entire community. Together, we will make this new flight a success, and together we will continue to add daily flights to Chicago and beyond. And we will do this when, and only when, we choose time after time to fly from our very own Dubuque Regional Airport. I'm so hopeful, and I'm so excited in this moment to work with you and everyone in the Dubuque region to once again make daily commercial air service from our airport successful. Thank you for being here today, and thank you for your unwavering support in the months and years ahead. With that, I am thrilled to welcome our new partner from Denver Air Connections, John Coleman.
Well, good morning. I appreciated that you thanked Joe Biden. As you were speaking, I remembered a quote that I can't use the whole thing, but if you remember when they passed a piece of legislation, he snuck up behind President Obama at the time and said, "This is a big deal." And I think it really is a... So I'm very excited to be here. I got to thank a couple people too as well. Matt Skinner, has really, you guys are very fortunate to have Matt, and in our business, there are a lot of consultants. He is one of a kind and does a fantastic job, and you're very fortunate to have him. Todd and Mary Ann, of course, over here, and the unsinkable Molly taking care of the chamber. We're so excited to work with all of these folks and in their different ways to do a successful job here. I'll tell you a little bit about Denver Air. We've been around for 28 years. We started out, obviously, in Denver. Our parent company is called Key Lime Air, and at one point, the fellows that started the airline thought they'd go down to the Keys and fly cargo around down there. And then they got into this UPS business, flying cargo for UPS, and could never leave. So branched into passenger service 20-some years ago. And at this point, well, just to talk about Dubuque, it's a 50-seat Embraer 145. There's a single row on one side and a double row on the other, so that means there's no middle seats. There's a flight attendant and the best snacks in the business. So hands down, and you will find that people will, once we start showing up on time and leaving on time, they'll stop talking about that, and all they'll talk about is that can you believe they have full-size candy bars? So, and it's all gratis, it's free. It's to everybody on the plane. There's a lavatory, obviously, on the plane, and I know you guys are used to jet service and that kind of thing, but some of our communities, are used to these, or we may be replacing a smaller airplane, and so we talk about that just a little bit. But short flight to Chicago, the block is, going to be 55 minutes, an hour or so. Some days, the taxi from the gate to the runway will be longer than the actual flight. But nonetheless, we really have enjoyed flying in Chicago. It's a wonderful system. I'll talk a little bit about my talking points here has a 98.5 completion rate written down, but that's incorrect. Our actual completion rate is 99.75. And what that means, the on time is in the mid 80s, just slightly. We're 5 or 6% above on time, or the on time performance against the industry. I'd venture to say that this data would suggest that we're the most reliable airline in the world, and we're going to be flying right here in Dubuque. So isn't that exciting? So. The interline thing, just to touch on that a little bit, strongly suggest these guys have set up FlyDBQ, www.flydbq.com. As people learn how to book us, it's important that we drive them to this website to start, because if you understand, we have American, United, and Delta interline agreements. That means you check a bag here, and it checks all the way through to where you're going, and that's makes that travel just sort of seamless. But because there's all three, people need to learn how to find the flights, and so our suggested method is something like Expedia, or go to flydbq.com, and it'll drive you to those booking engines, and you'll be able to see all the flights. And I think you'll find that afternoon connection is really going to provide a tremendous amount of connectivity to the world through Chicago, because it's a major hub for American, and it's certainly a major hub for United. You talked about hubs. We're actually adding Atlanta in December. So we're going to be flying from down in Tennessee to Atlanta and then up to Chicago, and that plane may end up here as the day goes on. But the airline's growing. The uniqueness about Denver Air that I really want to share for you, so that number, 99.75, is not easy to do. That includes all cancellations. We very rarely, and when I say rarely, I'm talking about one maintenance cancel a year, perhaps. I mean, for the most part, our airplanes go. And the reason for that is because we're an airline run by pilots. We're not an airline that's run by, with no offense to accountants, but we're not an airline run by accountants. We're very much in the operational mode. And it's a source of pride for us that when we make a promise to you, when you're buying a ticket on us, if I put the ticket out for sale, and you can go buy it, I've made a promise to you that airplane is going to go when I said it's going to go. And there's a million things that have to happen to get us to a point where that airplane is going to be on the ground and ready to go when we said, but we take it very, very seriously. So, and that is because it's not for frivolous, people don't buy tickets on airplanes for frivolous reasons, to go out and take joyrides. As fun as that is, for the most part, I would say nearly all folks that are traveling or bought a ticket have something very important to do. And it could be a business transaction. It could be a vacation they planned for 6 months or so. Somebody could be dying. Somebody could be being born. And as an airline, when I make the promise, we make the promise, we keep it at all costs. So I think you'll find that reliability. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters, it's great that we have connectivity. It's great that the planes are great. It's great there's full-size Snickers on the airplane. But what really matters is did we leave when we said we were going to leave? And did we get you there when we said we were going to get you there? And you're going to find that with this airline, that is our mission number one. And so I think that's about all of the things I have to say about us. If there's any questions, we can talk about it after the press conference. Are you wanting to? So thank you very, very much. We're just thrilled to be here.
So, sound like I have to call you Captain John now, right? It's always been John, but because actually, is a quick story. So we had to actually coordinate with John's flight schedule to even coordinate this announcement, because John is also one of the captains that flies those aircraft, including multiple other partners. So thank you again. Welcome to Dubuque.
Thank you very much, Todd. I plan on flying the first flight.
Awesome. Well, you're there. And for media, the preview is, so typically on that flight, then if John and I were talking, he'll try to get in a couple hours earlier so we can get out and tour the aircraft and get some B-roll and some shots of the accommodations, et cetera. So thank you again for that. Well, of course, maybe a ribbon cutting, but we'll work on that a little bit later. So thank you, Molly. All right, up next, we have our very own airport commissioner, Mary Ann Kurtz-Weber, who is also our frequent flyer, to say a few words about traveling through the Chicago and what this new experience is going to mean to the traveling public. Mary Ann?
Thanks, Todd, and thanks, John. I cannot tell you how excited I am to hear that commitment. You're going to get me where I need to be, and I'm not going to spend my day sitting in one of American's Admiral lounges trying to do my work because I'm stranded. And sometimes that'll happen because of Chicago, not because of you, but knowing I'm going to get there is it's immeasurable in terms of a business traveler. And for years before COVID, I was a Monday morning road warrior, 6 a.m. I could almost name by individual and by company those of us who were on that flight out of Dubuque. I was on a first name basis with the TSA and who had babies and who had grandbabies. I mean, it was a pretty special crew. And that ability to fly out of Dubuque on a Monday morning and get back in, on a Thursday night or a Friday morning was just, it was a game changer for people who want to live here but may have work elsewhere around the world, if you're a part of John Deere or legislative staff going to DC. So the return of daily air service is so critical to our region, to our business travelers, and to the recreational travelers, the leisure travelers who have really come back since COVID more than our business partners. I just think it's a win for everybody. And being able to leave my house, literally drive the 10 minutes out here, get through one TSA line, check my bag, know it's going to show up wherever I'm landing, with one flight, one charge, it's the best solution we could bring to Dubuque, right? And there are a few other airports in the country partnered with Denver Air Connections to make that happen, but nobody in our region. So we're not just bringing back daily air service, we're bringing back a top-of-the-line service for all of the people in our area, and we hope that that drives usage out of this airport. And I will echo what the mayor said. It's up to us, right? We've done the work to bring in a fantastic air carrier and partner. We've got to book these flights. Right? My husband and I were like, all right, when can we book our November 4th flight? Where are we going? We want to be on that first flight because I want to vote with my feet, right? I want to be there. I want to show the support. And I don't know, maybe we'll get a bunch of our friends to go, even if it's just for a long weekend. Let's be on those first flights that first week and make sure Denver Air has full planes. And they're going to be like, all right, let's go. How do we keep building? And that doesn't mean we're also not going to talk to other airlines. When we are in a position of strength and we have daily air service, as Matt tells us, the conversation changes. Other partners start to say, what else is going on there? Maybe we want to be a part of that. So I encourage all of you to take advantage of this opportunity. I will also say that this landing in the L concourse in Chicago, it's one of the newer concourses. It's beautiful. For those of us who have a gazillion miles on American. There's a lovely new lounge, Admirals Club, right there at the beginning of the concourse. So if you do have a chance to stop and grab some lunch or a beverage before you get on your flight, all the amenities are there, right? And we get our steps in when we're in Chicago, no matter where you're flying to or from. You're going to get some steps in. Even if you're connecting to United, if you're in the L concourse, it's really kind of around the corner. So for me, it's the best of all worlds. And I have seen some of the data that Matt provided us, the hundreds of flights that we can connect to in that afternoon time slot is really the best of all worlds. So as we said, go to flydbq.com, start looking for those flights. If you are a more experienced traveler and you know how to navigate all the other things, go to Expedia. You'll save yourself a couple clicks, but either way, you're going to land at the same spot. And you'll be able to put in from DBQ and then type in your destination and go explore. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Mary. I couldn't have said it better. I mean, yeah, that having that connectivity through Chicago and having that Concourse L, I was looking at the map again the other day, just so close. Americans right there, United right around the corner, having these options of 3 carriers to choose from, see what schedule fits you best, price range, et cetera. You nailed it. So thank you so much on that. Up next, we're going to introduce Dubuque Area Chamber of Commerce President and CEO, Miss Molly Grover. Molly.
I'm going to try not to get verklempt because this is a really big day and I'm really excited. And they said it couldn't be done, but Dubuque, in 2 months, we will have daily commercial air service to a major hub. On behalf of the Dubuque Area Chamber of Commerce, Chamber Chair, Mr. Chad Wolbers, the entire Board of Directors, my Chamber colleagues that are joined here today, welcome Denver Air Connections, our newest partner of the Dubuque business community. This is a great day for business, this is a great day for commerce, and it is a great day for our economy. So many thank yous. I echo all the thank yous that have been said today. I especially want to thank Matt Skinner. Meeting him, finding him. Thank you, Andy Butler, who's not here today. He said, I got a guy you should meet. I think he is pretty great, and I think he could do some great things for Dubuque, and indeed he did. I want to thank my partner in crime, Mr. Todd Dalsing. We work tirelessly together, and the mayor, who is so eloquent and gracious in all his thank yous, Mr. Mayor, my favorite mayor, thank you for your leadership. We owe you a huge debt of gratitude. Let's give them a round of applause. I would be remiss if I didn't thank our federal partners. This does not happen without our federal partners, specifically the SCASD grant and the creativity, getting the SCASD grant plussed up so that we could make this happen. Our local partners, DBQ Air, all the people that have been mentioned. And it is just a blessing that we are standing here today and in a couple months that we are going to be flying to Chicago. Commercial air service to a major hub means our business community has access to the global marketplace, which is a business imperative in the 21st century economy. We did an air service study. We didn't just think that we needed air service. We wanted to find out directly from our community. So we interviewed 228 business leaders, and we also surveyed 8,335 local residents and asked them, do you want air service? And overwhelmingly, everybody wants air service out of the Dubuque Regional Airport, and everybody wanted to go to O'Hare as the major hub. When you get to a major hub, you can go anywhere. The global marketplace is open to us now, and we are unlimited in our future success. This day is one small step, one significant step for local air service for our community, but it is one giant leap for our economic prosperity. Remind everyone that our success, Marianne said, use your feet, use your seat. and Fly DBQ, because it is up to us. And we will be having info sessions that we are hosting with Greater Dubuque Development Corporation in the coming days. You'll get information about that today, in fact, this afternoon. Sign up for one of those info sessions. We also will be meeting with you one-on-one because we need your support. We need your pledge. We need your promise to Fly DBQ, because this is only the beginning. And we are going to not stop until we have a diverse portfolio of of flights and of routes and of hubs. So thank you, everyone. Fly DBQ.
Great. Thank you very much, Molly. Appreciate all those comments. So with that, we're going to conclude this announcement. Thank you, everybody. As everybody here said, it's up to you all and the businesses and us to work with Denver Air. Denver Air is going to provide the aircraft. The airport's going to provide a safe, secure, reliable place to do that business. And it's up to you all to support us and fill those aircraft so this can just be the beginning as we take this first step with Denver Air and grow from there. So thank you all again for coming. Appreciate you. And flydbq.com. Book now or soon.